small rectangular ones.
Yeah,
It's right next to my where my computer's set up.
it's like on the bottom of the house.
Yeah, like you can't really look into it unless you like go prone. Welcome to Super Pixels Weekly, a podcast about video game news and anything else revolving around video games and the nerd subculture. We are your co-hosts. I'm Donovan, as you can tell by my name above me.
And I'm William. Our show is available on all major podcast platforms and in video form on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to email in your questions or comments for the show at superpixelsweekly@gmail.com. And our individual Twitch and YouTube links are in the description, so hit us up over there as well.
One last thing, get some sweet deals on PC games through the Instant Gaming link down below if you're listening, or on YouTube. The link will be in the description. It's run through my Twitch, which we're live on. Also, if you ever want to donate to us with a podcast or anything like that, what you can actually do is on my About Me page on Twitch that we're live on, there should be an Extra Life banner or an Extra Life link, and it's a charity that helps kids out with video games when it comes to extenuating circumstances like extended hospital stays and stuff, because we take video games for granted every day. So the kids can't wait, so help them out. We'll talk about any changes, like for starters, on the YouTube format. Our names are in the the cameras.
I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, it's not going to be up there.
So people can tell who we are through the whole podcast.
Yeah, as if that we changed voices or directions.
Yeah.
Today is also my birthday.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta address that. Happy birthday.
Address the Donavin in the room.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're spending it doing a podcast.
Yeah, doing work, you know.
Work.
Work was the operative word, I guess. I'm also like on some. I'm so fucking old now that I'm like on old man shit. Like during the middle of the day, like I'm wearing like a soft thermal shirt with like flip flops, and I'm drinking some tea right now. Like,
well, you raged on Twitch last night, so
I did. I got blasted. I actually talked about that last night with everybody I was playing Jackbox with. Like I was playing Jackbox with my sister and everything, and I like to, because I have this thing on Twitch where like people, you know, channel points or whatever, and one of them's hydrate, but
yeah.
I was like staying kept up with water and everything, but then they just kept going and I ran out of water, and I was like, all right, might as well keep drinking beer. And like people do that whenever I fucking play video games on Twitch, but also like now that I like you link into the podcast, or what I mean by it is like you can see now that we have video format too, you can watch me, because like I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a drinking problem. I'm gonna throw it out there. You can watch me like visibly degrade over the course of a podcast, where like the beginning I'm like all uppity, I'm like, yeah, welcome to Super Pixels Weekly, and like by the end on the audio recordings I'm just like, fucking games and stuff, dude. I don't know, like.
It's so funny because earlier, you know, I was hanging out with our friend Luis, and I was telling him, or yesterday, because we were watching your stream for a little bit, and I was like, oh, he's got his drunk voice on right now.
Yep.
And sometimes we'll get to the end of a podcast, and I can tell he's got his drunk voice. He's a few beers in, and he's drunk. Like last episode when you started going off about NFTs. I was like, this man is drunk.
I was. That's the worst combination. Don't have me like at a nice point where I'm buzzed out and then you start talking about NFTs, because I'll just get fucking mad. Like,
just be like, hey Donovan, what about crypto?
And they're like,
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
You can definitely. There's a couple episodes where you can tell that you're just like getting more drunk, which is okay. You're having a good time. Fuck it. Fucking.
No, it's funny too. I think we'll roll into the news, of course, after this. But I think there was one episode where it was when I was in school for recruiting school, and like I actually edited in the beginning of the podcast, like the audio before we did the YouTube thing, where I was like, hey, it's me. I'm gonna apologize right now for the content here, because you just can't tell at all what's happening, because I graduated from school, so I'm like celebrating, and it just devolves all the way out at the end.
Or like when you explain the whole Death Strand plot for like 20 minutes.
I forgot about that. It's this fucking dude, he's fucking walking, you gotta take the fucking packages and stuff, and then there's like ghosts and shit. Like,
so good.
I'll die on that hill. That Death Stranding's a great game. I don't care. It's drunk or sober, bro. Drunk or sober.
Now you can listen to Hideo's podcast.
I can. About movies, because that's probably all he's going to talk about.
I would hope not. I hope he talks about video games.
I mean, the girl can dream. We didn't get any emails. There's a big surprise there. But do you wanna address the wild acquisitions?
Let's do this. So, surprise! Last week we put up an episode, and then the next day, Sony bought Bungie for $3.6 billion. Sorry, I almost said million. What a small amount of
cash.
Oh,
sorry for the peasant money. Oh God.
Yeah, that's chump change. So yeah, Sony has bought Bungie, and Bungie are creators of Halo, and they also created Destiny, and they've just been producing stuff for Destiny 2 for feels like years at this point. But yeah, so Sony has said that Bungie will remain a third-party studio and will be able to publish games on all the platforms if they choose to do so. So Destiny will remain multi-platform, so they're not gonna take away Destiny from anyone. And they're giving Bungie the freedom to kind of do what they want, which is interesting. That's not very like Sony.
No, usually they're like Sony's way or the highway when it comes to video games.
Yeah. And Jim Ryan was saying in an interview, he was like, you've noticed that we've kind of started, going more to more platforms with our games, aka PC. And he was like,
so that's really the only other platform they've done, like acting like it's a lot.
But he was like, Bungie is kind of the next step in that operation because, they know live service really well. Obviously, Destiny is very successful.
People still play Destiny 2,
Oh yeah. So Jim Ryan was saying we're gonna use them to kind of be our live service studio for to push out something on other platforms and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It seems like he's being more accepting to getting stuff on PC, hopefully in a more timely manner than he has been. But
yeah, I myself do not mind waiting for the acquisition, or not the acquisitions, but whenever they do any type of PC ports of like Death Stranding was almost a year from when it was released on PS4 or on PlayStation. So I myself don't think it's too long to wait, because when it if you put it into comparison with everything else, especially EA, because we won't be a fucking podcast. It won't be one of our podcasts if we don't take the time to shit on EA. But huh?
I said we will.
Oh no, of course, yeah. Well, that's rolling into the next news story. But me waiting a year for a PC game that I could play on PlayStation, is nothing, because what I was gonna say is look at Battlefield, which we'll talk more about. But how they're oh yeah, we're gonna push out these updates, and then a year passes, and they're hey, we're gonna push out these updates. I'm you mean the shit you talked about 2 years ago? So that to me, I don't really mind waiting. Now them being faster with it, but that's cool. I'm all about it. But I'm pretty sure too, I don't remember if you said it, but Jim Ryan was also tactfully, in the sense nicely clapping back at Microsoft, oh yeah, and expect more acquisitions in the future, basically saying balls in your court, bitch.
Yeah, he did say, he said expect acquisitions coming from Sony in the future. So that's definitely coming. Probably this year at some point. I'm sure more stuff is going to get acquired. Jeff Keighley actually tweeted out, he said, have heard from multiple people. As you might suspect, there are a few other big video game deals in final stages of negotiations. It's going to be an interesting year, is what he said. So Jeff Keighley knows some shit that's about to go down.
Jeff Keighley he does not work for us by any means. He's a man of the people, but he is always the reliable source of everything that we get, basically.
Jeff Keighley. I mean, he's an insider as hell. So
that's the man. He's the man in the trenches doing all the work.
That means something for sure.
I did see kind of into this too. I guess I want to say a development. I don't know, but an actual outside of the video game industry, legally speaking. I think it was Forbes. Like I think I was at work and I was just scrolling through like news or whatever.
Uh,
But they were like putting both of these acquisitions, like the Microsoft one with Blizzard and Activision, and like this one with Bungie, about how like questioning whether or not like questioning the legality of everything because of the whole like United States' economic stance on like monopolies and shit, and like how they're like, yo, is this legal? Like, can you guys actually do this? Which is
yeah,
why it takes time for like all these acquisitions. We're like, hey, we're gonna buy it, but it's not gonna be really set in stone until about a year or so from now. That's all that time is them like ironing out the details on whether or not they can actually do it or not. Which is wild to me. Is that's where we're at? Like you think of those like memes of like Disney owning everything on the planet, and it becomes like like a utopian state where there's statues of Mickey Mouse and shit everywhere.
yeah,
Like that's kind of the way we're going, honestly. Like
yeah. No, it's definitely weird, and that's what people keep talking about is the monopoly stuff. I mean, Bungie is definitely not as big as an Activision, but it's still a pretty big studio that they're taking up. But I mean,
yeah,
they're saying there's shit can be available on any other platform if they choose to. So we'll see how true that is.
well, that's
When
like
it,
yeah. I think that's like the nice thing about it too is they bought it to show that they're not fucking around, but they're
yeah,
also not making anything like really exclusive. They're just like, hey, like, well, balls in your court, man.
I don't think they want to put the ball in Xbox's court.
Not again.
They got a lot of money.
Ugh.
I came up with a conspiracy that
Oh yeah.
that this is a good guy move by Sony, so to pressure Microsoft to make Activision games multi-platform. So it's like, hey man, we're gonna let you keep Destiny, and they can publish whatever they want on other platforms. So if you want to just leave it like keep the Activision games, like give us Call of Duty back. We're playing nice. Like,
Like yeah, they're just like, hey man, we don't want to do this, but you kind of forced us to. So if you could stop, that'd be great.
yeah, everyone was saying like this is a clapback, but these things are in like negotiations for a long time before it's actually announced. So I think the timing of the announcement might be a clapback, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think like everybody kind of blew it. I mean, not that it shouldn't be blown out of proportion because it's a fucking huge acquisition.
Yeah.
But like everybody else was like, "Oh my god, Sony's clapping back!" Oh, and they were just like, "No, man, I'm just buying stuff," like.
I wonder what they're gonna do next. Konami, where you at?
I swear to God, if I predicted that, along with like I don't know everybody else on the fucking planet, that's gonna be the best birthday gift ever. Daddy gets more Solid Snake.
Yeah, if Kojima wants to do it, which he probably would.
Well, Konami owns the rights to it. That's why like if Kojima comes back or not, they can just remaster the game and keep the same like keep his intellectual property of like the whole story, and then just remake it or well remaster it. Really, that's all people want. Is they just want it like the same engine. Well, I mean they can't do the same engine as Metal Gear 5 anymore because that's Kojima's engine. But having HD graphics because you see all the time like Konami like I said owns the rights to it, so like they'll and plus they're not just a video game company, like they make other things like namely like gambling equipment, so like those fucking plinko or pachinko machines that are all littered over Japan, like there's like fucking high def rendering video of Solid Snake like or Big Boss in Metal Gear 3 like fighting in the Russian wilderness, and people are like, whoa, Metal Gear Solid remake. And they're like, nah, man, it's just a video. But like, you have the ability to do it. Like, just do it.
Yeah.
You'll make money. I promise you.
No, I feel like this makes sense, but time will tell. I don't know. We'll see. It's crazy. I wonder who's gonna be next. Like, I wonder is it gonna be Microsoft or Sony that announces the next one?
It would be fucking insane if it was Microsoft.
Are they just gonna go back and forth all year? Like,
Yeah, probably. Such is life. It's just the way of life.
yeah. Yeah. There's not too much more to say about this
Yeah.
acquisition. It's obviously not as insane as Activision is, but still a big deal for sure.
It's a big deal because it was a lot of money. So like,
Yeah,
kind of get some heads turning.
Bungie is a super talented studio too, so for them to have Bungie, that's really good on their end, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good studio. They made Halo, so definitely doing something right. All right, well, let's
move into our favorite pastime on this podcast, just fucking shitting on EA. Oh my god.
Let's get mad.
I'm big mad.
So, all right, let me read all of this just to lay it all out. So,
do it.
DICE earlier this week delayed several things for Battlefield 2042, which is exactly what that game needs, is delays on patches and stuff. Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's not more content, just more delays, right? That's what we need. That's what we want. It's what the people want. Give the people what they want. More delays.
All right. February patch to add in scoreboard and voice chat has now been pushed to March. That's good. Season 1 and a roadmap for the game has been pushed back to early summer. This game came out in December? Came out in December. So we're not...
It was December 6th, I think. I want to say, or something like that. Yeah, it was the very beginning of December.
So we're not getting a Season 1 announcement or a roadmap until early summer. So that's that.
6 months.
And they said, as a thanks for their patience, players who have already purchased the year's Battle Pass through Gold and Ultimate versions of the game, DICE will now grant them an exclusive bundle featuring a specialist skin, weapon and vehicle skins, a melee weapon, and player card in the next update. Because that'll solve all your fucking...
That fixes... You know what? I'm not even mad anymore, EA, because I'm one of those people. I pre-ordered. I spent almost $100. I was like, you know what? This is the year, baby. Here's the Battlefield. Let's make it work. And you're gonna spit in my face with a specialist skin, with a mechanic of the game that I don't even like, but you're gonna allow me to put a fucking pretty princess dress on with it. Like, that's cool. That's what I want. Thank you. Oh, and a player card? Oh, goodness. You mean the same thing that everyone else is gonna have that did the same thing that I did?
Yeah, it's gonna become like the most common player card in the game.
Yeah, like, that's fucking... Thank you so much, EA. You know what? You were redeemed in my eyes. I'll stop. Now, to this day, I'll stop shitting on EA on this podcast. Not that it really matters or they're ever going to hear it, but it's a nice venting exercise for me, I feel.
All of it is just like them giving people weapon skins and melee weapons and that stuff. Like, fuck off. Like, that does not fix anything. That doesn't do anything for it.
It adds more bullshit to the game that doesn't need to fucking be there. It's like, you put a fucking scoreboard in. Like, we've been asking for it, and they were like, yeah, okay. Like, how that number one delay that got pushed back, the scoreboard thing. How is that so pressing for the devs to be like, sorry man, we're a little overworked right now, we got to push this stuff back, It's probably because the game, what they say, EA was like, Battlefield 2042 didn't meet our expectations. It was like, well, no fucking shit. So now you're going to get mad at the devs, the testers and shit, lay those dudes off because obviously you missed the mark with the money you thought you were going to make from it. Which you should have known as soon as that came off the fucking cutting room floor that game was going to be dog shit. Yeah. At least without the fixes that you should have had fucking in place in the first place. Like a scoreboard or voice chat or I don't know, the ability to fucking change squads. That's
so
ideal.
So many features that were in the previous game that just didn't make it.
The code doesn't change. Like, just leave the fucking shit there, and then put more skins on, or not skins, but put more, a nice upscaled thing on it. What is going on upstairs in my house?
I don't know.
You can hear that?
Is that a dog?
No, it's my daughter. She's like, okay.
I was like, Donovan doesn't have a dog.
What is she doing?
It sounds like she's barking.
It sounds like it. That's gonna be fun to. I'm gonna leave that in. I'm not gonna edit that out. That's good.
No, but how do you ship a multiplayer shooter game with no voice chat? What the fuck? based game.
That pairs up too with the fact that you can't change squads. So yeah, you know what? You can't change squads. Sure, I got it. Like, you're in, you're solid. That's who's in charge, whatever. Like, here's the squad leader, do thing. But like, add voice chat so I can be like, yo, bro, what are we doing? Like, what's our objective? Or like, hey man, where are you guys at? Like, hey, let's go push this objective, instead of just like communicating through call outs in game, because nobody even fucking looks at that shit, because everybody just spams like, need medic, need medic, need medic. Like, and then that doesn't even matter, because who fucking cares? Just if you need a medic, you just switch, be one, because you can do that on the fly.
Yeah.
That's gone. That fucking takes everything out of that, Two, how could you... All right. Oh, How can you not have a roadmap? Like, there's so much going on in the background. I'm mad, but like, I'm like dialing it back because my daughter's making me happy about it. But how can you fucking not have a roadmap, not have a plan? Just make one up and like appease us, I guess, and then change it down the line like you always do.
It seems like they just shipped this game out with no plan on what to do next, like at all. What even is season 1? What are you all even doing? Like, I don't even know where we're going.
That's what they're like, you know what? We don't gotta fucking do anything, right? We'll just fucking spend some money, get a Motley Crue song for the trailer. Fucking, they're gonna eat that shit up. And we did. We were like, yo, this game's about to be sick. And it is sick in the sense that it's like a rotting corpse.
Yeah. How about like, okay, so all of this stuff is delayed. We have to accept it. There's nothing we can do about it. But how about like, I don't know, add some more maps to Portal while we wait. You already have those assets in those maps. Throw them in Portal. Give us more shit in Portal at least to hold us off. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't get it. I don't understand what they're doing over there.
What kind of ship you running over there? Like,
and also, fuck EA for saying they're...
In general, yeah.
For saying, oh, we're disappointed with Battlefield 2042. This is your fault.
Yeah, you're disappointed. I mean, get in line.
Yeah. This is all your fucking fault, dude.
Yeah, that's like fucking being a bad parent and like raising a kid and being like, I can't believe that you would do that. Like, what do you mean, Dad? Like, I learned it from you. Like,
what they need to do, like, after this game is like, take Frostbite, throw it in the fucking trash, because y'all obviously don't know how to develop with Frostbite, because
that's like shit. It's what they're known for. How do you not know how to use the engine that you have been using for so long? Like, what is wrong? How is the game launching with bugs that, like, granted, yes, sometimes, like, a couple of my Twitch clips from when I play Battlefield on the release day, like, were hilarious because the Frostbite engine bugged out. Like, I would die and do like a yoga pose or some shit. Like, I was like, haha, funny. But then, like, that shit gets old really quick. Or like, I don't know, you got me heated. Get the blood pumping. I'm so fucking hot.
But it's like, Bad Company 2 was made on Frostbite, and that game runs fantastically. It plays so good.
Fucking still slaps to this day. Like,
Battlefield 3 plays so well on Frostbite. Like, what happened? Battlefield 1's good. It's good as fuck.
Yeah, we don't rope you in. You're good. You stay like, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you. Like, they need to take like a fucking... Well, I was gonna say, like, after this, like, take a fucking break and like just fucking sit down and assess, like, look in the mirror real quick and just assess themselves. But then that's kind of what they said they were doing after 5.
Exactly.
And, like, what did you, like, you had all this time to work on it. What the fuck were y'all doing?
Like, I thought they were assessing. Like, that's what they were doing before.
They weren't. They were fucking... I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but they weren't doing that.
We're going back to the drawing board, and we're gonna make the best Battlefield, most revolutionary Battlefield ever. And
that is very subjective to who you speak to. Because to me, it looks like you just took fucking couple pages out of Call of Duty's playbook.
Yeah.
And then slapped the Battlefield expansiveness of it. So, like, now that I have to select a random person that I don't really fucking care about, who's got this what they say, like entrenched backstory as to what each operator does. Like I don't give a fuck. But now instead of like being able to respawn real quick on a small map, I have to run fucking 900 meters to the next point because everybody took the vehicle. So thank you. Now I have all this time in the world to sit down and reflect on what's his name, like Angel, the one I don't even know, the one fucking operator with like the support pack. Like him and I get to have a long talk for the next 15 fucking minutes while I run across the map to the objective.
Man, I still don't. I don't like specialists. I still don't like them.
I will not, like I'll deal with it when the game gets good in about fucking 9 years. But like right now, you cannot get me on board with it. Like I'm not, because it takes that Battlefield formula and just flips it on its head, which we're literally just rehashing old podcasts, really honestly, but it's what it does. You ruin the Battlefield experience. That's what I want. I want it to be some fucking faceless dickhead with like goggles on and a ski mask, so you can't even see my face. But I'm the medic. I'm the fucking support guy. But now I'm fucking Javier with a drone and I can hack a fucking helicopter. But that's about it. And then, oh no, I'm hurt. Let me just drop what I'm doing and pull a fucking med pack out of my ass now because I can do that on the fly instead of actually utilizing team-based fucking combat tactics. You know, to be like, oh, where's the medic? I should probably hang out with him.
Yeah.
I'll just call in a support chopper or fucking call in a support bin and just change my loadout on the fly, which is, if you don't remember, kind of a thing you used to be able to do in Modern Warfare with a perk, so...
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, they put so much emphasis on specialist skins and stuff, and I'm like, I've never cared about what my character looks like in Battlefield. Ever. Like, camos are cool on my guns. Yeah, that's cool. But like the most like Battlefield thing is knives. Like
it's almost comparable to like CS:GO and how like skins were like hot property. Like they're still like CS:GO is like a fucking Counter-Strike's like a 20 fucking year old game, and there's like skins for knives or particular knives like factory fresh or whatever they call it that are going for like 800 real US dollars on the fucking Steam marketplace. It's like a title to have one, you know, or like a fucking, you become a nobleman, I guess. You become a lord in Scotland. They give you a plot of land when you have a knife. But like I've kind of cared. I mean, one of my things is cosmetic. Like I like cosmetics. I like the ability to do it. Spending real money, that's kind of where I'm like, but pre-orders and stuff, cool. But like having like the Battlefield 4 formula where like the fucking list was expansive. You could be whatever the fuck you wanted to do whatever the fuck you wanted to do, but you earned it through levels and unlocked it through leveling up and shit. Now it doesn't even matter because there's what, 6 guns in the whole game? You're gonna tell me that over this story development that they did, you know, like their whole thing, like the story of this game is played through the multiplayer and explains the universe about how the entire world's on the brink of war. There's no fucking like no countries anymore. Everybody's just fucking freedom fighters or whatever the fuck. You're gonna tell me that over the entire planet there's 6 guns that exist. That's what you're trying to sell me?
That's another thing. The lack of guns is crazy because go back and play Battlefield 4. There's like 50 fucking guns in that game.
You would have to scroll. If you looked at the armory fucking option or whatever on Battlefield 4, it was like 37 pages of shit you would have to fucking swipe through to find, yo, where's the fucking FAL? God damn it. Like,
yeah.
This is like you get an M4 or M5, bro. And I'm like, it's an M4 with another rail on it. Like, what do you mean? Like, I get to add a third attachment. Like, it didn't change anything. The bullets are still 5.56. Like, what the fuck?
There's 3 SMGs. And I'm like,
there were like fucking 25 SMGs alone in Battlefield 4.
Oh yeah.
That you could switch to as I mean, granted, I kind of get their idea of what they wanted to do, of like not being class locked, but this is not the game to do that. This game is designed, well, at least older Battlefields, to force you to lock into a class, to develop a team.
That's the whole point. That's the whole of Battlefield.
Was, you know, like realistic warfare and tactics where you're like, you had to play it with friends because it was more fun, but then you would all pick your role. Like, that's what I always liked about it, because it kind of equated to like D&D for me, like Dungeons & Dragons, you know, like we got a rogue, we got a cleric, we got a paladin. You know, like everybody fills a specific slot. They do their fucking job, and you win the game. But now it's like everybody's like, oh, I'm just gonna snipe, so that you have the entire game filled with fucking snipers, or like, I don't know. I hate it. Fucking goddamn it.
Like it was perfect like back in the day because we would be like, we would work together and be certain classes that mix well together, and we
have like a med and an engineer combo they'd run or something.
Oh man, stupid fucking DICE, EA, all that shit is so dumb.
And then actually another thing, fucking back to the cosmetics. Like I said, I like cosmetics. That's one of my things, and earning them and shit. But the fact that they're using those as like the main focus for the operators, I swear to God, this is my Joe Rogan experience, fucking tinfoil hat that's coming out, is I think they're trying to fucking roll into that NFT bullshit about skins meaning something in game, which is fucking I'm just gonna not open that box for myself, and we're gonna stop it there for me. God damn it.
It's not gonna work. It will not work. That's the last thing. If they announce this shit, they're gonna go down. Like the internet will destroy them. Like that will not work, even if they try it.
Which they probably will.
Probably. I think it was EA. I could be wrong on this. I think they just said that they're not interested in NFT.
Yeah, no, it might have been EA, which was like the first like good thing they've ever done in their fucking lives.
Which, yeah, that's surprising. But like every game studio that's trying to say, "Oh, we're doing NFTs," like they're getting shit on and they fuck it back.
I don't know. Ubisoft is sticking to their fucking guns about it apparently, which is wild to me. But
Ubisoft is stupid. Is anyone even buying those? Like,
I don't know. I don't know anything about them to even care enough to look. Just because. What is it? Like, what are you selling me? What am I buying?
They put NFTs in the last Ghost Recon game. No one played that game.
Nobody. Yeah, what was it? I don't even remember what the fuck it was called.
Me neither.
Breakpoint, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see, and that's the thing too, because I loved Ghost Recon. I love Graw. Like, I'll die on that hill.
Wildlands was really good.
Wildlands was really fucking good, especially when you had like we used to run when I was in Korea in 2019. Actually, one of my buddies Rubio was in here. We play with us. We would run they had that one particular mode where if you had a full squad, whatever, you could do it. But it was like the permadeath one where you guys had to play tactically. Where if your operator went down and died, you don't get revived. Like you have to make a new operator.
Yeah.
Like you start the game over. So it was fun because you were like, fuck, dude. Like you have to take it seriously. It was like kind of a milsim, which was great. And then when Breakthrough got announced, we were like, okay, because they added the Future War shit or whatever they did with all the drones and like wacky fucking shit. But the mechanics were fucking cool as shit because you could like go all 1984 like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Predator, fucking. You could like cover yourself in mud and shit and like camouflage yourself. Yeah. Like that seems sick as shit to me. And then like I guess I never picked it up because I never got around to playing it. But then everybody was like, this game is fucking ass. Like, what is this game? Like.
Yeah, no, the camo and the mud thing looked cool, but I don't know. The marketing for that game was just like, hey, you guys like Ghost Recon? How about on Bernthal?
Yeah, you guys like Ghost Recon? How about the Punisher?
Exactly. Like, okay.
What would you do if the Punisher was in Ghost Recon? I'm like, I'd play, I guess. I don't know. Like,
what if we had him on our E3 stage with his dog? Like, what are you doing? Like.
How cool is this? Look at this guy. He's so cool. Like, what about the game? Like, somebody in the back. I mean, CD Projekt Red did the same thing with Cyberpunk. And that actually kind of worked, because that game was actually pretty okay, besides the fact that it launched bad, and then the content wasn't there, and, you know, everything else that was wrong with it. But Keanu Reeves was there.
It was okay on the PC side. It's the console side.
Yeah, actually, I didn't have a problem with Cyberpunk at all.
Yeah, that's the PC story, but console.
Yeah. I know. I had a couple friends in a group chat. They were like, "Fucking, this game is fucking dog shit," and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about, man."
Well, we just went off about NFTs.
Yeah, sure did. we didn't even finish that. Really, it's just like what?
Yeah.
What were it was like an engraving on a helmet. I think I saw one of the things, and I was like, "You can't even see that in game." Like, what are you proud of?
I just thought I thought it was like skins. but they said you had to like play like some amount of time to get them, or I don't fucking know, dude.
Well, because NFTs are fucking, well, one, bullshit, but like a monetary thing.
Yeah.
Right? So, but like, how does that translate? I can't wrap my head around that. Like, how does that translate in game to something? Because I remember explicitly, or I explicitly remember the one article I saw about it, and it was like a zoomed in part of the skin where it was like the serial number for that particular skin. Like they were only doing like 25,000 or whatever, and certain players got it. But all it was like on the helmet of this particular set of armor or whatever the fuck it was like the serial number, where it'd be like 0003. And I'm like, who fucking cares? Like, I can't see that shit in game. He can't see that shit in game. You know, like, what does that even mean? I get to look at it when I examine it in the fucking, in the menu or whatever? Like,
I'm gonna, if you are one of the people out there buying into that, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You're fucking dumb.
Like, you're
crypto's
stupid,
one thing. Like, I can kind of understand that because you want to move towards like this whole fucking global currency or whatever. I guess, sure, but that's probably not going to be in our fucking lifetime. I'm sorry to throw that out there and disappoint you. We're not going to be like Blade Runner 2042 and live in a fucking world where we have like Republic of credits to spend everything on. Like, what's going to fucking talk is paper money at the end of the day, you know, or like, I guess, digital money in your bank account, but like that shit's not gonna fly in our lifetime. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, no. People are not accepting that shit.
Like the only crypto that I really ever bought into, and it was honestly a joke, was fucking Dogecoin. I spent like $2. I was like, funny meme money.
Yeah.
And then like I made, I think like, I don't know, like $10 off it because it fucking skyrocketed that one time. But
that's a come up.
Yeah, it was a come up. I could buy like a case of beer with it. I was like, fuck yeah. Thanks meme. Thanks, Mr. Musk. You helped me out with that one. But like, I don't know. This Super Pixels Weekly is no longer a video game podcast. It is a fucking, we're Forbes top 100 cryptocurrency watchers now, apparently.
This is Donovan's Crypto Corner.
Yeah, Donovan's Crypto Corner. Get out of here! It's fucking stupid. That's me standing in a corner being like, "Crypto's fucking dumb." Like,
all right, let's move on with the episode. So
NFT, you mean like not fucking true?
More EA news, but in a good way, kind of.
Yeah, let's.
Andrew Wilson, who is the CEO of EA, came out and said that Skate 4 is launching soon. I don't know what that means, but he said
what?
He confirmed that the game is just called Skate, not Skate 4, it's just Skate.
Okay.
Which we all kind of figured. And
reimagining, I guess.
Yeah, he said it will feature user-generated content, and he gave a bunch of examples, and one of them was The Sims. I don't really know what he's. I don't know
what. You're in the menu and you pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up.
I don't know if he's talking about like you can make your own boards or something. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he's. I mean, obviously you can make parks. That's
yeah.
Skate.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, user generated content. I have no idea. But that's what he said. But he said it's coming out soon, which is ridiculous. How? I don't know.
How? When? Why? Also, how again? Like
it was announced in 2020. So it's like 20.
That timeline kind of matches up, I guess.
Maybe I said the earliest it would come out is late 2022. So we'll see. Because
you did say that.
They announced it in 2020, but you know, I'm sure they started development way before that. If it comes out this year, I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna shit my pants.
You called it. You know. Like.
Yeah. But he was on an investor call when he said that. So like, you know, it's Andrew Wilson, and if you didn't know, he's the CEO, and I fucking hate that guy. He's a piece of shit.
With a fucking burning passion. Like,
I hate Andrew Wilson. I don't like anything about him, and it's annoying. So I think he was just trying to, you know, keep his investors invested and say, yeah, Skate 4 is coming soon. But
it's fucking completely just empty claims. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna happen this year. And they go to the studio and it's like an empty warehouse and there's like nobody there. Like,
No, but him saying that, I feel like it might be, and I know they've been working hard at it, so I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what the game is. I just hope it's finished, but I think it's still in good hands because it's cousin Darren, you know, heading the game like they did with all the other skate games. So still got the OG people. So it should turn out good.
I mean, yeah, if they stick around with it and like it's the same brains that put them out, then
Yeah.
I feel like it would be okay. Like I'd be down with it.
And they're working with like a team of all the Skater XL, like big Skater XL influencers, like the youth. So they gotta be making something.
You gonna get on that come up, Mr. Skater XL influencer?
Yeah, right. No, I'm not one of those.
What do you mean? You're a fucking firm advocate of the Skater XL community, a beacon of hope.
I do love Skater XL.
Another person that was fucking mega mad about them not saying shit on social media.
Dude, they've actually turned it around a lot. They the head guy of that studio left, and ever since then, like they've been communicating a lot. They just dropped a patch yesterday. They released a map. They're having actually, I think right now, as we're doing this podcast, they're having a real competition in the game. Like it's like
a fucking like X Games style shit. Like, yeah. Oh wow.
You can go on Twitch, like I think right now, and it's on Milky's Twitch channel, who is like the biggest Skater XL guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
They're having Skater XL event. I think it's today. I'm pretty sure, but they built like a whole street course for Skater XL, and like they're having a competition. It's really cool.
Still, Milky is currently live. Fake Skate Open Skater XL live contest with Milky.
Exactly, it's the Fake Skate Open.
Fake Skate Open. Wow, there's there's only 800 people here, whatever, but like that's a lot. That's a lot more people that watch my Twitch. Like,
no, that's a lot for Milky. Usually he's like 300, 400. So
he's got a partner check, so yeah, he's making that Twitch money.
Hell yeah, good for Milky.
Big shout out to Milky. If you ever hear this, which you probably won't.
No. But yeah, that was kind of thriving right now. It's good for them.
Gonna like stop talking on the podcast, just watch. Like, what'd you say, man? I'm sorry. Like,
I think I'm gonna go watch the VOD probably. I want to see how it is.
Looks pretty funny. He's like running like ads, like not like actual ads, but like Skater XL ads, where it's like advertisements for people, and it's just like sponsor me videos, but it's for people's like I guess Skater XL like teams or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like their what are they called? I guess they're sponsor me tapes, but it's like for whenever teams like when Baker used to put out like Baker videos and shit.
Like just skate videos.
Yeah, but they're for like the individual people that are there, like the Canadian like street league or guys or whatever. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty funny.
That's pretty cool.
That's really immersive. I like that.
Yeah. They just need to add a couple more things to Skater XL, but I'm not gonna get into that right now.
Yeah, we could, but that's I went off on a fucking 20-minute tangent of NFTs, so I mean.
No, it's fine. Good for them. Good for Milky, and I can't wait to see what Skate 4 is. Milky is one of the people working with them on Skate 4, so I trust it in his hands for sure.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so entranced by these advertisements for these skate teams. Like people like they're full blown fucking productions in game.
Yeah, man.
Like they have like the old fucking like 90s VHS like filter on them too, like and shit. Like that's hilarious.
I gotta go back and see how the whole event goes.
But I don't think they're actually starting it yet. I think they're just they're doing they're running the ads for like the teams that are involved in it. Oh, I lost a little bit of faith in Milky. He's got a cryptocurrency tipping thing on the bottom of it. Well, no, actually, ride that wave. If the people are gonna throw fucking fake money at you, go for it.
Hey, he's Canadian. He gets the pass.
I don't know. They're nice people and all that, but there's some wacky shit. This is like a political tangent, I guess. Have you seen any of that stuff going on up there? Like that wacky shit? Like there's like a trucker fucking solidarity thing. They call it like the Freedom Road. And like all the Canadian like Republicans or whatever, like that are truckers, like stopped shipping shit and they're just driving around the country in a line. Like they're protesting. Yeah, they're protesting something, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, people need their shit. Like, which I mean, if they're trying to unionize or whatever, like, go for it. Like, that's good. Good for you guys. Get better benefits. But like, I don't know if the middle of winter was the best time to pick to do that in Canada. So I mean,
And also, you're just like burning a lot of gas.
yeah, you're actually really being super fucking environmentally unfriendly right now. But
Yeah. Like, what the hell, dude?
oh, Woolie's here. Thanks for the happy birthday, man.
What up, Wooly?
Woolie.
You want to keep moving?
Yeah, we'll keep for time.
Yeah.
We're about 45.
That's it?
Maybe a little bit more. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I've only been live for about 47 minutes.
Okay. Well,
Keep going. That's it. Fuck.
Yeah, Rockstar.
We can talk. I can talk Rockstar for a while though. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Rockstar finally confirmed that GTA 6 is in development, which is crazy. Finally. They said, quote, with the unprecedented longevity of GTA 5, we know many of you have been asking us about a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series. With every new project we embark on, our goal is to always significantly move beyond what we have previously delivered. And we are pleased to confirm that active development for the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series is well underway. So they finally confirmed it. I mean, we all knew that it was fucking coming, but they're finally saying, hey, we're making this game now.
Yeah, they teased it a lot, but like them having like a full blown like, I wouldn't say press conference, but like a press release being like, yep, it is legitimately happening, is I guess nice, but you know, we kind of knew that already.
I'm interested to see what it's gonna be like. I don't know. I wonder if the leaks are, because the leak was,
it was like San Antonio style or some shit, wasn't it? Or like set in Texas, or like GTA Texas.
I don't think so. I think it was like what it was. You start in Liberty City and then you go to Miami, and then you end up going into Cuba, and you're like pushing drugs all across the country or something.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was gonna be like the biggest one yet because, to be fair, they did that with like Red Dead Redemption 2, and that was like super good. They just had the entire Red Dead Redemption 1 map at the bottom as like the expansion. And then like you had that whole Guarma thing where you got trapped on a fucking island, which they could probably do the same style, like not getting trapped in Cuba, but like same style of gameplay when it comes to like that being, if that's what it's going to be, right, where you're like running drugs through Cuba. Like they could have 3 separate sandbox locations or whatever that you're, not sandbox, but you know what I'm saying, 3 separate, I guess, environments that you're slotted to like work through or use, and then being able to move freely between all of them. Because like for Red Dead Redemption 2, obviously you're not gonna be like, hey Arthur, let's get a fucking plane back to Blackwater. Like you're stuck on a fucking island. It's 1902. But like, you know, you're like in Miami or like Vice City, I guess, the style of it. You'd be like, oh Tony, let's go to Cuba. Like I don't know.
No, I'm really excited for a new one because Red Dead Redemption 2 was such a step up from Red Dead 1 and GTA 5. Like that game was insane, and they're only gonna, it's Rockstar, so they just outdo themselves over. Like I feel like this game is gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, they do themselves over time and time again. I think, which when it comes to the leaks and stuff too about like the map, maybe it is true, because I remember a bunch of backlash when Red Dead Redemption 2, I think when Rockstar announced for Red Dead 2, like, we're not putting any DLC out and stuff, because people were fucking jacked about it. They wanted another story expansion, or they wanted like an Undead Nightmare 2 or some shit.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really fit, I guess, with the lore, because obviously I'm not going to spoil Red Dead Redemption 2's ending. But with the way that Undead Nightmare happened, was Red Dead 2 is set before Red Dead 1, so like it wouldn't make sense to have 2 zombie outbreaks.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what they're worried about. People just wanted it because it was fun to fucking yeehaw around fucking San Austin or whatever it was called and blast some zombies away. But I think that makes sense though if they were like confirming this, you know, saying like, hey, it is actually in development. They pulled just about everybody off of Red Dead 2 to work on GTA 6. Because it's the same fucking game, if we're gonna be honest. Like, it's the same engine. You just either fucking rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting, or you're pushing drugs. You know, like.
Yeah. Not what I think of, like, you think of Red Dead 2 and how they, like, the mechanics that they added, like when you're, looting a cabin and you're going and grabbing individual cans. Like, I think of how that can translate to GTA 6. You're
like packages of drugs and shit.
Yeah, you're robbing someone's, like, trap house. You're stealing drugs out of it. You're grabbing, like, bricks of coke,
actual bricks of coke, and like actual bands of cash and shit.
Yeah, that would be so cool. Or like a bank, robbing a bank, like
doing the heist thing where you're putting fucking stacks of cash in a duffel bag. I really did like that though. Like the just, I guess, the intricacies that Red Dead 2 had, like small details and shit. That's one of my favorite things with any game.
I really loved that. I think that's what made me love that game so much, is how, like, detailed it was and how much it slowed you down because it's so real. It's so realistic.
There's so much shit to do and see, and the game, like, bottlenecks you in a good way, so that you're not like, they wanted you to spend time with that game because they're like, we fucking worked hard on this motherfucker. You're gonna see everything that we did. Like, look at these horse balls. Like,
a lot of people knocked the game because of how slow it felt. That's what I loved about it.
It leveled the playing field. Like, it's not a fucking MLG fucking game. You're not gonna set up a game battle, clan war with fucking. It wasn't meant to be fast. It was meant to be slow, clunky, and like realistic. Because like you yourself, as a fucking human being, can't move like that. Why would you? Like, maybe it's not for everybody. Like the total like ultra realistic, hyper realistic feel. But like I fucking enjoyed it. Yeah, like I liked being like physics based, like I am in real life. Like if I trip down a hill, I'm gonna fucking die in real life because I'm probably gonna fucking break my neck. Like that shit's hilarious to me.
Like I liked being in you get into a shootout and then you're in 3 feet deep snow and you're trying to run away.
Like,
I love that. It's so good, man.
God damn it, Dutch! Like,
it just makes me think like GTA 6 is gonna be
fucking sick.
It's gonna be crazy.
Because GTA 5 too, like using the same assets from Red Dead 2, GTA 5 I think had animals. I want to say like there were fucking pumas and shit out there that would just like maul you over or whatever. But like that'd be fucking amazing in GTA 6. Like if there is like a desert port, like you're just walking out there, like you get abandoned. I don't know, like your car crashes, fucking snake just bites you, and you're like, God damn it, I'm dead. Like
yeah. Well, or if you do go to Cuba, I'm sure they got
alligators and shit. Like
some crazy shit out there. That'd be cool. But I did want to ask, so for GTA 6, if you could pick the location of the game, where would you want it to be set in?
Vice City, all day.
Really?
All day.
You wouldn't go something they've never done?
Well, see, I don't know. Maybe, now you got me thinking, fuck.
Okay. Somewhere they haven't
done. Like if they were going to do it and it wasn't like going to be new, or it is going to be new, but it's not going to be, Vice City all day. Somewhere they haven't done, or something stylized like that. Because you got to think back to like San Andreas was essentially just California. Like it was like Los Angeles. Well, I mean, so was GTA 5. And then GTA 4 was basically New York. Yeah. Which was Liberty City.
GTA.
So like. Huh?
I said GTA 3 was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so was 4, wasn't it? Yeah, they both were.
No, yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know, because then really, like, there's no other big places, really, unless it's, like, foreign. Like, they go back to, like, who made, it was, like, some English studio, but, like, The Getaway, like London.
Think about the entire world. What would be a cool place that you would be? Like, I have an answer that I think would be cool, maybe.
Honestly, anywhere across the globe. Fuck, dude, that's hard. I'd say some shit like modern day. Honestly, Seoul, like Asia, somewhere in Asia, like Korea, Seoul, fucking Beijing, anything.
That'd be cool. I'm sure they got some crazy like mafia shit.
Yeah, like some Yakuza fucking shit going on, or like Tokyo. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be cool. That'd be a cool setting for sure. I thought about that. I think it would be cool if they did it in like fucking England or something like that. That'd be fun.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is it kind of like moves into the same thing because there was like a GTA style game, and I forget who made it, but it was called The Getaway, and it was fucking like it was like on rails, obviously, not on rails, but like it wasn't super open world, but it was story driven and it was set in London, and you were like a getaway driver or like a bank robber or something like that, and like of course it was like, hey, bruv, what are you doing there? Like, you know, but
That's
like,
what
oi, bruv, in the wrong part of town, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
but yeah, like I'm gonna look it up. I forget who made it, but like I swear to God, like we played this as kids, like you, me, and Raymond, and some shit, and Tony. Like we played this as kids. I want to say because we were driving and like it's fucking England, so we're on the wrong side of the road because we're fucking stupid Americans. And I'm like, yo, why? What are these fucking bots doing? I'm like, yo, it's England, man. Like they drive over there.
Yeah, no, we probably did. Big going. Let me see. Oh shit! I think I might have just closed Skype. Did I? Whoop, sorry. Okay.
You're good. No, yeah, okay. The Getaway is fucking based on a movie. It was a PlayStation 2 game. That makes sense.
I recognize that name, but
yeah, you're gonna look it up and you'll be like, oh, gross.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, that's all.
That's all the news. I mean,
for GTA 6, man.
I feel like they could fucking do so much with it, and I know that they will. So like, I'm really hyped.
Yeah. You want to run into what we've been playing?
Yeah, actually, because I have been playing a couple of things. But if you want to roll,
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna run through this. So, I beat Halo Infinite. I beat the story.
I need to do that.
Man, this game is it was so good. You should go back and play the story.
I was about halfway done with it. Like
the way the game ends, it really feels like 343, like taking the torch and being like
taking it.
And like they took the torch from Bungie, they wrapped up the story, the loose ends, and they're like, we're gonna go now do our own thing. And I think it is finally warranted. Like I'm excited to see what 343 makes up from here on out. Like they really put like Halo 1, 2, and 3 to rest in a good way without spoiling anything. It sounds like the ending is way more dramatic than I'm making it sound. It's not that ridiculous, but yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with that. Yeah, I mainline the game though, like
you just fucking like straight through. Like,
yeah, I'm just excited to see what they're gonna do with Infinite as well, because they said that Infinite is an infinite game, so they're gonna keep adding on to it. So I hope they stick to that.
DLCs for Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't know how that story ends, but I don't.
You should beat it though, because we could talk about spoilers and stuff. I don't want to say too much because can't spoil anything, but
yeah, I don't want you to ruin it for me. I want to know. Mommy's milkers.
And then other than that, just some Assassin's Creed Unity stuff. I've just been mainlining that game too. I'm almost done with it. I'm on like the 10th chapter of 12, so I'm about to beat it. I played that World War II section. It was sick.
It's fucking sick.
I loved it. And man, I didn't know you run into Napoleon in this game, but it's so fucking cool because you run into this dude. You're in this king's like palace thing, and you're stealing from his fucking. You're stealing documents that you need, and you run into Napoleon in this room, and he's stealing from the king as well.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Yeah, and then you work together to get out, and then you like go into this underground place, and then you come up into this room, and it's just like a close. And he pulls out like a little pocket watch, and he looks at it, and he's like, "You might want to take cover." So then you take cover, and then the wall blasts open, and two military dudes just walk in, and then he's like, later, and he walks out. I'm like, dude, this is so cool.
Oh, I think, yeah, you're in like the catacombs, I want to say, under Paris or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because I remember that was a big thing I remember the DLC for that I had when I got Unity on like PlayStation 4 when I bought my PS4. It came with like that fucking like back when they used to do that, you know, back when the industry was good to us and they'd give us out like pre-order DLCs and shit that wasn't just like here's a skin.
Yeah.
Like I think Ubisoft did that a lot, where it'd be like if you pre-ordered like an Assassin's Creed game, like you got a specific like couple of like missions or side quests extra that other people didn't do. Which really, like, pre-ordering back in the day wasn't, even now isn't like that big of a deal. Like you pay like, well, physically speaking, you go to a GameStop if those still exist in your town, and you like put $5 down on a game, and then you're like, all right, I'll see you in like 2 months when it's done, and come pick it up. But like even like, I mean, online now too, you just like, yep, click, all right, I got the game, it's mine, and then they email you like a code. Because I did that with Pokemon Arceus. They're like, here's fucking 100 Pokeballs. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Man, that game looks good. That's what I've been playing though. That's all I've been playing. So,
yeah, I mean, I haven't been playing a whole lot, but what I have been playing, I've been enjoying. So I talk about it like every cast as of late. I have gotten back into Tarkov pretty heavy, to the point where like, because before when I played Tarkov, I always had gear fear, which was like a in-game slang term for like running in with nothing because I'm afraid to lose it. But like now I just kind of like don't give a fuck, you know. So and the game is more fun because that way, because you're not like, you get rewarded in Tarkov for playing somewhat cautiously because you can't run and gun. Because one, you have energy, so like you'll be like like if you sprint across the fucking map. But also, like if you're just a rat, like I used to be, or kind of still am a little bit. And you just like sit and wait, like all it is just like a waiting simulator. You're just like, all right, I'm gonna go as soon as I can, you know, because like each raid has a set time limit that the lobby's live, and if you don't get out, then like you're done, like you're quote unquote missing in action. So like I've gotten over that a lot, which is fun because I've been playing with some friends from the Discord, and like certain raids or lobbies will be like we'll have a player cap, you know, like the smallest one factory has like 5 to 6 people, like actual PMCs, like players, and then they're like filled up with AI that are like, oh, pretty Grammy, just yelling at you and shit. But like when you run into that, like we had a group of like a 5 stack, which is fucking a terrifying sight in Tarkov to see multiple people walking together. You're like, oh Jesus Christ, because one of the biggest things in the game is like, it doesn't really matter what gun you use. What matters is like the ammo. If it's got like a higher penetration and stuff, you get through different armors and shit. But like we're walking around and we're just like, we're mega chatting it up in factory because there's a 5 stack of us. So like there's potentially one other person in here, and like there's 5 of us, and it's just not a fight that they're gonna win, you know. And but it's been a lot more fun though, is what I'm saying, like to play with friends. Right, because that's kind of why I fell off Tarkov, is I didn't have a lot of people to play with, or people didn't want to play, or like reinstall or anything. So I'd be like, all right, I'll play by myself, and that's when I would fucking get heated. I like uninstall, I'd be like, God fucking damn it, I hate this stupid fucking game. But
yeah,
like,
no, seems like the game that you should be playing with people for sure.
Well, because I mean, it really relies on communication too, because like the only way you can really identify anybody is if we go in, you're like, hey man, we're all gonna wear this type of helmet, or like wear these armbands, like the green armbands to distinguish who's who. Because if you're not talking and you branch off, you're like, I'm gonna go look at this duffel bag to go like find some loot, and you come back in the building and you didn't say shit to anybody. They're like, hold up, I got running, someone's nearby, and I'm like, no, it's me, and I just get blasted by a friend or something.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, I didn't know it was you. But I'm also pretty notorious when we play, because like, not very good at throwing grenades where they're supposed to go at all. And I always bring them in because grenades are like instant kills. Like it's fucking like you're done. If you're anywhere like within 6 meters of this grenade, like you're dead. Like you might as well just fucking like, I'm coming, God. Like, but I was. It's funny because this happens every time I do it. Every time I bring grenades into factory, I forgot though what kind I brought, and I didn't look, so I just started throwing. I threw one down a hallway, and I'm like, all right, cool, clear it. And I just said yeet because I was going to throw another one. My buddy starts walking down the hall, and I was just like, no. But I brought in like impact grenades. So like if I brought in like a normal frag, he'd have like 2 seconds. I'd be like, yo, get back, get back, get back. But that shit fucking hit the wall and just kadoof, like he was done. So nobody really wants to play with me, or when they do, they're like, "Don't you fucking bring grenades in! I swear to God." But no, I've been playing a lot of Tarkov, and like they make changes every time they do a wipe. So I've never one of the main goals for it because the game doesn't have an end goal at all, really. Like you just go in, get some shit, get out, make some money. But they added a while ago like a hideout system, like you can like a base builder almost, but like you're not like gathering wood and shit. But the loot you find in raid translates to like different sections of your hideout. You can upgrade like a workbench to mod guns and stuff. So that's kind of what people really do is they grind for like hideout materials to like get better, because when you do that, you can like, and I hate crypto so much, but like one of the things is like a Bitcoin farm to like just sell money, or sell Bitcoin to make money or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've never had that in game for like the last 2 years. Like I've always like fell off and stopped playing. So like that's a personal goal of mine, is whenever I play Tarkov to like fucking grind it out so that I can fully upgrade a hideout to just say that, yep, I did that, because it's not like I'm going to get anything out of it. There's no like, I'm not going to get a letter from the Russian consulate being like, good job with Tarkov. Like, it's just a personal goal of mine. So that's what I've been doing with Tarkov, at least. But I have also been playing a lot of what is that noise? I have been playing a lot of Pokemon Arceus, which fucking dude, this shit is the Pokemon game that we have all needed and wanted and finally get and deserved.
It looks good.
Well, it's good because it's kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like Breath of the Wild with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people
that's people say.
Yeah, they like shit on the fact that it's an open world or whatever. Like I feel like that's, I don't want to say realistic because it's fucking Pokemon, but like it makes sense in the lore of Pokemon. Like walking through a bush in the old games and being like, oh my god, that fucking giant, like a Gyarados popped out, like you didn't see that shit? Like what do you mean? But like the mechanics of the game are so fun. They're so cool because flying Pokemon, obviously they're flying, and you sneak up on them, you're like, I'm gonna throw this Pokeball, and it like sees you, it's like, fuck you, man, like flies away. You're like, aw. Or like in Gyarados actually fly, because that's what they did in like the anime and shit. So like you're not like fishing and you pull a Gyarados out of a river. Like this motherfucker's like, whoa, like a fucking cruise missile coming down. But one of the biggest mechanics that I love about it is the fact that like the battling it's not old Pokemon battling where it's like, go Charizard, use quick attack, or whatever. It's like real time. So you're controlling the or like you're screaming at the Pokemon to like keep this other one distracted, this wild one. But the wild one, they're monsters, dude. They're insane. Because they'll wipe out your little fucking baby, like fucking like Pikachu that you have with you, and then they'll instantly fucking face you and be like, what the fuck you looking at, and like come for you. You have to dodge them when they will attack you as a fucking trainer. And like that whole like you fainted thing from before makes sense now because you're getting sucker punched by fucking Snorlax and shit.
Yeah.
It turns into a fucking horror game real quick because you're like, oh god, please no. But I love it. It's so good. I haven't fucking really blasted through it. I want to take my time with it and just kind of enjoy it. But I mean that's kind of really all I've been playing. I've been flipping through the indie shit that I was playing too. I
want to play that game, but I just don't want to spend the money on it because I'm scared I wouldn't stick with it. I don't know. I don't know if I would get into it. So like I would love to play it though. It looks
if you don't, I know Crystal would definitely fucking play it.
She probably would, honestly.
It's Breath of the Wild, so if you like Zelda, that works. But also like it's a Pokemon game with a crafting system because the story is set like you fall through time, because Arceus is like the I guess Pokemon Jesus. I don't know how to describe it, but like like Pokemon God. And he's like, you're gonna go back in time, bitch. And you're like, what? But you land in like feudal Japan style like time. So like you're walking around in like fucking sandals and shit and like a kimono. But the Pokeballs, like you're at the turn of the I guess time century where like they started studying Pokemon, and like the Pokedex is a book. It's not a fucking little PDA anymore. Like, and you have to like hand write like journals and shit, journal entries, which is cool. But like the crafting system goes off the fact that like you're at that point where they just decided to start studying Pokemon, so you make Pokeballs out of like fucking sticks and rocks and shit, and like hope that it works. It's really cool. I like the fact that crafting systems are like one of my favorite mechanics in games. Like that's why I was fucking so hyped for Animal Crossing when they're like, yeah, you can make stuff now. I was like, what?
Love a good crafting system, for
I
sure.
was fucking raised on fucking Minecraft. Yeah, that's where it all stems from.
Well, hell yeah.
Speaking of, I should probably get back into that too. My daughter actually asked me about that the other day. I was like, we play Minecraft? I was like, what? What'd you say? Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Go play it.
Oh, yeah, I might do that today for my birthday. Just sit down, pop in some must crust, and
Must crust. Oh, no. Oh, well, I guess that's it.
that's pretty short one, but that's fine.
Is it short?
We're not at 1:30 yet. We're about 1:12, so.
Oh, I like getting to like 1:15 if we can.
Yeah, we keep them short, condensed, like a nice little movie for somebody.
Yeah. I've heard myself on your end a few
Really?
times.
Oh shit, my mic was on. My bad.
What does that mean?
Like my headset was next to my mic, and I'm fucking deaf. So like,
I hope it didn't do it on the whole podcast like
nah,
that.
it didn't. Anytime I stop talking, I've been using my cool little Stream Deck to mute myself so it doesn't happen.
Oh wow! So you don't have to press a button on the mic now.
Nope. I just fucking You probably saw it in the old VODs where I'd like reach up and like touch the mic button.
I appreciate that because like you'll literally like set a glass down and it cuts my voice out completely. Like,
I know, it's the best thing ever. It's so stupid.
yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been an episode of Super Pixels Weekly. If you're here already at this point, one, I'm Donovan. But also all the links for everything, like our personal YouTubes and stuff. Well, William's YouTube, my Twitch, will be in the description. Actually, before we end that, speaking of Spotify, did you see this shit? What's news about Spotify?
Huh.
Like Spotify's stocks are tanking right now because of none other than Mr. Joe Rogan.
Yeah. I don't really know much about it, but I'm not surprised because Joe Rogan's a fucking idiot. So
yeah. But yeah, so if you do listen to us on the podcast platforms, which you probably are right now, or you're watching us on Twitch, leave a like and a rating and stuff because those really help. And also, I hope that Spotify doesn't tank too hard so we get taken off it or whatever, like.
That's where I listen to all my music. I hope they don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like I use it for music, man.
Was that it for your spiel?
Yeah, I mean, obviously too, I could end it that way. Like, oh my god, my hand's so bright because this window. My bad. Sweet deals on games. Jesus, Sweet deals on sweet games. Instant Gaming, the Extra Life description link is there. Help the kids,
Go check out the VOD version of this. I put in the intro now, so now we say, yeah, we have a YouTube version. Thank you to we had like 5 new subscribers over the week, so that was cool. So if you're one of the new people, welcome. Thank you for
we're blowing up.
Yeah, go over to the YouTube, subscribe. We got a lot of shorts, and yeah, the whole VOD, watch video form of the podcast if you want. That's it. Yeah, email us in where you want GTA 6 to be.
Yeah, that's the question of the week. Where do you want GTA 6 to be set?
We'll get no answers.
That's fine. We never do. Best mentality to do is to go into it expecting nothing. That way you're not let down. Having zero expectations.
Yeah, that's it. I'm William. Later.
I'm Donavin. Later.
Have a good day.
Thanks, buddy. Do some stuff. Maybe play Minecraft. I don't fucking know. I'm an almost 30-year-old man, so who knows? But glad everybody was here, hanging out, listening to the podcast. See you guys. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know.